What's going on, horror lovers? Horror with Hoss come back to you with another video. And this video, I'm going to start a new series this year that I've been wanting to do. I've got a lot of multi-pack collections, and I want to try to work my way through those. So I'm going to be calling this series Attack of the Pack. And so basically, I'm going to take a multi-pack each time. I'm going to watch a different movie and review it. And the multi-pack that I'm picking from this time is going to be the 8 Films to Die For After Dark Horror Fest 8 movie pack. So let's go ahead and find out what movie I'm going to watch. Okay, I've got my random number generator up here. We've got 8 possible movies, and we're going to generate to see what movie we'll be watching. And it's got number 2, so we come over here. Number 2 movie is going to be The Broken. So as you see there, the movie I'm going to be reviewing for you is this one in the middle on the top, and that is The Broken from 2008. It's approximately 88 minutes, directed by Sean Ellis. And it stars Lena Headey, who you probably know from Game of Thrones, among other things. She plays Gina McVeigh. She has her father and brother, played by Richard Jenkins, who's also a character actor you know from many things. And then, let me see if I pronounce his name right. I think it's Azier Newman. He plays Daniel. Richard Jenkins plays John, her dad. And then both Gina and Daniel have significant others, those being Stefan and Kate. This movie really is all about, it's about 2 different things. It's about the way mirrors are used, or mirroring in general, and also about doppelgangers. Basically, the way this movie starts out, you find out about Gina that she is a radiologist, and she is examining an x-ray at the beginning of the movie of someone who has situs inversus, which basically is a very uncommon anomaly in people where your organs are either reversed or mirrored from where they should be. So, you know, a normal human being has it one way, the other, you know, this person has it totally opposite. You find out about her, you find out about her family. They all get together for a dinner. Like I said, father, son, daughter, and their significant others. And during this dinner, time they're having for dinner, there's a mirror that's right near the table that ends up breaking just all of a sudden. And they're kind of shocked at first, but then they laugh it off like, oh, it's just a freak thing that happened. We don't know why. But as the movie starts to go on, you start to notice things like basically Gina's boyfriend Stefan, she comes home to find a mirror broken at the place that she shares with him, and she asks what happened, and he acts very kind of cold and indifferent to her, and he basically says, oh, it's nothing, I'll clean it up. And so she's like, kind of doesn't understand that, but she can definitely tell there's a difference in him. Then when she goes to work, probably a day or so after, whenever as the movie progresses, person she works with there, he says, oh, I thought you'd already went home. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm coming into work. And he's like, well, I just passed you going out of the building. And she doesn't understand. She's kind of freaking out. And she's leaving that day. She's traveling home in her car, and she happens to see herself, like someone on the street as she's driving, that looks exactly like her, and she's not paying attention. She ends up getting in a car wreck and has to start doing recovery from this. And of course, people ask her what happened, her family, and she tries telling them, like her brother, like that she thinks she saw someone who looked exactly like her. Again, they're not really thinking anything of it. Maybe she was just seeing things, whatever. There's another instance that happens with mirrors when Kate, the girlfriend of her brother Daniel, she is going in to take a shower, and she's doing it. She hears something that sounds like a mirror breaking, but she doesn't know, what's going on. She calls for Daniel, thinking it might be him. He doesn't answer, so she continues on with her shower. Well, another version of her comes into the bathroom and basically kills the real Kate. So you basically see that these doppelgangers are replacing the real life people with this different version, this mirrored version of them. They kind of give you a glimpse into this mirrored world where it's kind of like, basically like on the other side of a mirror. Say you're in the bathroom, you have a mirror up there or something. On the other side, it's very dark and there's like nothing. Like it's almost like the only light coming in is through the mirror into what would be considered our world. So basically, Kate, we see that she's being replaced. Well, then we understand that maybe Stefan has been replaced, like Gina was thinking. And there are something that there is something that happens later. I'm not going to ruin everything for you, but basically, she's going through this process of trying to figure out what's going on. So, like I said, mirrors breaking is something you're going to have that happens multiple times in this movie. That's kind of your key to know that something's happening that's going to be dealing with the story. And like I said, dealing with this doppelganger. Basically, they're being replaced by this being that seems to be human like them, but it's definitely different. It's not exactly like them. So basically, the comparison I was going to try to make is, so this movie came out in 2008. Well, as we know, the movie Us came out in 2019 that Jordan Peele did, and there's some very good similarities, I would say, because in the beginning of that movie, she's in like a house of mirrors. She sees this other version of herself she encounters there. It's a doppelganger, or as they refer to it in the movie, they're tethered, meaning that they're sharing this existence, but in a different capacity, and they want to break free and get to live the life they've been living. So I kind of feel like I'm not saying that Jordan Peele is stealing an idea, but he had to have somewhat been influenced by this movie, The Broken. It's just, to me, the similarities are too many to just play it off as like, oh, well, it's just coincidence. I think that, I don't know if this was his inspiration or he saw this movie and thought about, hey, how can I make this into, granted, he had his own original spin he put on it. But I just wanted to make that connection so you could kind of think about, oh, this is that type of movie that you're going into. Not like a lot of violence, gore that's seen in here. There's a little bit, but this is mostly like a suspenseful type thing, trying to figure out the story. And then you're trying to figure out, well, is Gina's, Lena Headey's character, is she still herself? Is this the doppelganger that you're seeing throughout the movie? You'll have to watch it to find out. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Like I said, I'll be doing more of these. It's the Attack of the Pack, and I want to try to get through some of these multi-packs because I've really they've just been sitting around. I want to get these movies watched, and I want to do reviews because mostly here lately, as you've seen, I've just been doing collection videos a lot, and I want to try to get back to doing reviews, maybe some Dollar Tree Theater in there, and yeah, so. If y'all like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video, consider subscribing. If you haven't already, click the notification bell. That way you'll know every time I upload a new video. Hope all of you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.